like, what are some things that you didn't learn in school that, like, you wish you learned?
Like how to chug a beer, or like take 3 shots in a row, or
No. Like,
oh
no.
oh like practical things.
Yes.
Oh, gotcha. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to Adulting Midwest Style. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Alicia.
And today we are going to be touching on, like we just said, the things that they didn't teach us in school.
That we had to learn as adults that probably maybe should have been taught a little more in school just so we could be like slightly more prepared.
I think everyone can agree that there should be something in school that just like revolves around being an adult.
Yeah.
Because
like the practical stuff, the
Yeah.
stuff that you actually need and will use on a daily basis, unlike,
Calculus.
geometry or something.
It's always math. It's always math.
Trigonometry.
Always math, huh?
I mean, science, like, do
Yeah,
I need
physics.
to know what a mitochondria is?
It's the powerhouse of the cell.
But did we need to know that?
Yeah.
No. But anyway, last Oktoberfest beers.
These are both brand new to
Yes.
my beer
We
cabinet.
did not do them in our Oktoberfest rating, which linked above if you did not see that. But what do you got, sir?
I got Brooklyn Oktoberfest. This is from New York.
And I have Spaten Oktoberfest.
This bottle opener does not work very
And
well.
let's see, where brewed in Munich, Germany. This is imported?
Yes.
Whoa. Going way out of
We
the...
got our St. Louis bottle opener. Hiya!
Oh, no. You're going to have to get it. Let me throw it.
Okay.
All right. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers. Mine is
that's
really good. Mine's really good too.
Mine's good.
Which one do you like better?
That one.
Okay. Yes, that is very good. It should be. It's right from Germany.
I was gonna say. I'm assuming they probably should get theirs right. That's probably one of my that could have ranked high on our.
It's pretty light. Like it's not like pumpkin flavor or
again Spaten Oktoberfest. I'm very well could be pronouncing that wrong. I have no idea.
Spaten, yeah.
Well, that's what I said.
Spaten.
So yeah, things we learned as an adult that was not taught in school, but probably should have been. Let's get into it.
Yeah.
Our first one we have is like straight off the bat, how to do taxes. Now, I can't even confidently say that I know exactly what I'm doing when I'm doing my taxes because, to be honest, TBH, I have what's the
TurboTax?
TurboTax do it for me. I just plug in the numbers.
Yeah, what does 14A say?
Right.
12.
What usually happens is we go to my parents' house February or March, sometimes around my birthday.
Mm-hmm.
And I will do the typing in, and Aaron or my father will read off the numbers that need to be read.
I am a good reader-offer of numbers.
And I am a good typer of said numbers.
But
do we know exactly how to calculate taxes or truthfully what we're putting in?
I can't imagine what the world was like before something like TurboTax.
I mean, you'd have to go to like an H&R Block and somebody would do it for you.
I know, and that was their whole job.
I couldn't imagine having that job. I hate math, though. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that, but I must have. I hate math. Math is not my strong suit, so I know for a fact that I could not be
a tax
professional or whatever you want. An accountant? Are they accountants?
No.
Are they a tax person?
I don't know how you define them.
What are tax people called? What do you major in? Or do you just like, hey, I'm good at math, let me do your taxes?
I'm sure accounting has to do with something.
Sure. I don't know. But how to do your taxes. That is something I probably cannot even explain to you outside. Like, we use TurboTax. They do as well. We've done it for years.
You're the teacher, so how would you try to explain to children? Let's just say it was part of the gym curriculum. how to do your taxes? Would you have to like, all right, we're gonna fake do our taxes on this fake TurboTax?
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like there should be like a generator or something, like an educational TurboTax maybe or something where like you know like what does 14A represent and where can you find that in your documentation? What documentation is important to keep that you get mailed 6 months to a year in advance?
No, it's always the, well, do you have a like 4-digit letter followed by a letter like a 1018B? Like, I don't know.
Do I need a
Do I
1018B?
No, I don't. I don't got one.
Hopefully I don't need one because I don't need the IRS knocking
Did
on my
I
door.
throw that out?
Which is like an irrational fear that I have because I know we do our taxes, and I mean my dad literally double checks
around now, Christmas time. I would say things start coming in, and you're like, "Is this important?
Is this important?" And then you end up being like, "I'm not sure. I'll just keep it because I don't know." Exhibit A. Yep. We don't even know what to save, truthfully. Like, we do know, like, the important, like, mortgage, property tax, receipt, all that crap. But, like, there's certain things that come in, like, let's just throw it in our tax
the
folder.
very, very top of the thing, the little blurb is usually like, please do not throw this away.
Important. So, yeah, taxes. You want to hit the next one?
Yeah, home repair and upgrading within reason. That kind of makes sense. I would say that, when you move out, you are saying that I don't want to live under my parents' roof. Mm-hmm. But at the same time, you are also saying that I am responsible for anything that I'm paying for now.
Right. I feel like, and this might sound dumb, but like, I feel like you should be able to like change a light bulb, have a screwdriver, have a hammer, be able to like hang your own shit. I just feel like that's not necessarily taught. And yeah, you might have been taught by your parent or sibling or something, but like, I feel like it wouldn't hurt to have just like something in school where it teaches you like how to
read a tape measure,
how to read a tape measure. How do you cover a hole in the wall with that and not use toothpaste if you're in an apartment? Like how to nicely cover a hole, what sandpaper is good for what, and like just kind of like basic stuff that like you may not think you would need, but I think I've done almost everything that's basic that we can. Like caulking. I feel like caulking is a good thing to know because you might have to re-caulk your tub or your sink or something, and you gotta have the right tools.
I mean, have you ever, like, I know you have, but have you guys ever replaced a handle in a door?
Yeah.
Like a doorknob. Like, it's super easy. It's really not that hard, but things still have to line up for it to work.
It's just like, what can we avoid paying somebody to do that's very basic, like that kind of stuff? I feel like
to a degree.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying like, let's be like beginner plumbers, electricians and all that, but I'm saying like, what are easy home repairs that like you should just know how to fix or know what you need to do to fix it? And I feel like that would be a quality class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, one thing that I did write down, like what documents or like important things to keep for instance, like from college. Like for a while when we first moved out,
yeah,
I had all of my school books, all of my school notes, because I decided that was all important to keep and important to save because I might reference it.
Now, the argument would be, if you're teaching a class that is supposed to be like, hey, this is what you're going to need in the future, then they're going to say, yeah, keep everything.
Yeah. No, I didn't keep any of that. And granted, I don't think I would have kept majority of the stuff that I did get rid of, even if I was still teaching. I feel like I might keep like lesson plans and stuff that I use that were great lesson plans. But like outside of that, like I'm not sure if I would have kept all those school textbooks or all of my notes from like a kinesiology class, or you know what I mean? Like, it's not like I kept a ton of stuff. And then
Man.
when we finally moved, I was like, yeah, don't need this stuff. Don't know why I kept it. Obviously keep the like certain things like your diploma, resumes, things like that. But like majority of your college school stuff, unless you're, I don't know. I don't even know what would be a good like profession to like.
No, if you're like becoming a doctor.
Yeah, I suppose textbooks are good for that. But I don't know. I feel like certain textbooks and stuff like, oh, tip on that. Don't go and buy your textbook for like 100% retail price.
I was
Hit
just
up
about
Amazon.
to
Yeah.
I was just about to mention that was my like first bout on Amazon was buying books
Yeah.
for
Because
school.
I remember like freshman year, I think I bought like majority of my books like
brand new.
And that's so unnecessary. Like you should rent it or buy it used for sure.
I believe we used Chegg.
Chegg. I don't know if that still exists.
Yeah, if there's a new website that
Chegg, Barnes and Noble, and Amazon, I think were like the 3 places that I would go. But as I got older in college, I realized like, okay, I hardly use these reference these books. The teachers hardly reference the books. So I'm not going to buy them full price or brand new. Like used is fine. Gently used is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, just knowing what documents to save, what documents are important to save, and what documents or books or whatever are like super unnecessary and you don't need to travel from house to house, apartment to apartment with. So yeah, I think that's important stuff.
The next thing is, and I don't think anybody fully understands this either, is insurance.
Maybe just insurance people.
Yeah, just insurance people that try to dumb it down for you, and you go, "Oh, I still don't understand."
I know. I feel like I can understand it, and then all of a sudden, like we need to change it or we need to compare plans, and I'm like, well, I've lost full understanding of insurance again.
I also, there's so many different like asterisks. Like, oh, you go to a doctor, it's this amount of money, but if you get your blood drawn at the same doctor place, you got to pay this much because it falls under this criteria. Right. It's like, Jesus.
And granted, like I feel like maybe before every doctor appointment, I could like see if it like if we're qualified or like if it falls under a certain thing.
Yeah.
Like for instance, Aaron and I both had to like switch providers, which just simply means we had to choose a new primary doctor because ours left. But we couldn't choose a primary doctor like 100% of the way without having to schedule a meet your doctor visit. And so we both have to like go meet our doctor. I'm like, if I have to pay to go meet my doctor just to be able to say, yeah, that's my primary doctor, I'm going to lose my shit.
Yeah, a little bit. And I'm
going to ask for a flu shot, if anything.
Yes. And as a dude, I try to go probably once every 2 years, which is better than most dudes. But like, I'll go if I'm sick. I'll go if I find a lump or something, you know, but like I don't just go to get checked up, I guess.
I try to do like a wellness check. I think I missed last year, just COVID. I don't know. But I try to do like my wellness check and then I have to go to my gyno once a year to keep my,
keep that going.
My BC flowing. But yeah, I just feel like stuff like that, like, oh, you have to label a primary doctor. Okay, that's fine. How about this person? Okay, that's fine. But you do need to schedule an appointment to make it official. What? Like, why can't they just accept me for who I am?
But just all types of insurance, car insurance, like,
oh yeah,
renters insurance. Like we don't rent, but like renters insurance.
What can be claimed? What can't be claimed? Like our chimney, we thought maybe that because it's right now it's considered like a fire hazard. If we had a fire in it, it'd be like.
But I also feel like if you call on a different day and get a different person, you might get a different answer.
And that's so true. I remember like when I was shopping around for car insurance, it's like I'd call Geico when I first had a car, not recently. But like Geico would give me a number, and then Progressive would give me a number, and then I'd be like, oh, but Geico is better, so I'll call Geico again and see what I get. And I get a completely different number with completely different coverage. And I'd be like, oh, but this guy said this the other day. Oh, that's not what.
Well, that's only valid for like 6 hours.
Right.
So
I feel like that's the case. So like, yeah, all insurance is just like, do you just make it up every time I call? Or like what?
Yeah, so that's half the battle with insurance too.
And then like kind of going along with that, it's a lot of money stuff we came across. And by the way, I did reference an article for a few of these. I'll link it below if you're curious. I think it had a list of like 47 like categories and topics. We obviously did not feel like that was super necessary to include in this episode. So we kind of picked our faves.
Number one
that we related with. So going along with like the money stuff was just how to save your money and the importance of saving your money, or, you know, places to put your money to like make it, I don't know, good for you in the long run. I feel like that's not necessarily taught like in school or like once you get out of college, like you want to like, you know, you're on your own, you're like living on your own maybe. So you like buy all this stuff and then you're like, oh shit, like I need to get a job. But you're not finding a full-time job right away. So maybe you're still working at a part-time job, and it's just learning like frugality a little bit, like just like learning how to like, okay, I'm going to eat ramen for a little while. I might have some like keep my meals simple, save money, like not pay or like, you know, buy everything after you get paid, like kind of chillax, learn how to like just sit at home, watch TV and eat your ramen, or have a bowl of cereal for dinner somewhere.
I also think that half of that goes to parenting, because like my parents didn't really sit me down and teach me personal finances.
I can't say that
and
for me either.
You know, do I think that I could to Theo when he's old enough? Yeah, but he may not care or really listen. But at least like,
well, that's the thing. Like, something. I could see. I feel like my parents like mentioned 401k or like mentioned like, you know, saving your money. And I was a decent saver for a while, like in high school and stuff. Like when I did have like a part-time job, but I feel like saving in high school is much easier because you're still like involved with all your sports and still busy. And like once you hit college, like you may not be doing all those sports, so you have more time to like go shopping and, oh, I'm 21 now, so I can go buy beer and like
yeah,
now I've moved out of like the rental apartment and now I live on my own, so I'm buying all my own groceries. And so I feel like you may know like save your money, but then once you have the money and you're getting older and like early 20s, you're like wanting to buy all the stuff that like maybe your parents bought you, like name brand food, and maybe you just go off brand for a little while. You know what I mean? So like just learning that frugality, saving your money even in the younger adulthood.
I think that you and I were both kind of different when it came to finances in college too, because a lot of college kids, they see that they have $1,000 and they say, oh, I can buy this $500 thing. Whereas we were both kind of like, no, I only have $1,000. I can only buy a $10 bottle of vodka this week.
Yeah.
Because
I would argue you were much better at saving your money than me, though, because you had a significant amount of savings, because when you moved out of college, you just moved back home and you lived at home and were able to save more. Yeah. Whereas I moved right into like an apartment, and so I had to pay rent and groceries.
That was very different because, like she said, I was able to move back home while working full time. Yeah. And that's how I saved so much money, is that
we were able to get our house
didn't go anywhere, didn't do anything. I would
just come over to my apartment usually.
And then, you were paying for an apartment, so...
Well, I was paying for apartment and groceries, and he wasn't really paying for like anything like that.
Nothing really, yeah.
It worked out nice because we were able to move.
Scumbag with a
we were able to buy a house like at 24 or something, like 23, 24.
We bought it when we were 22.
Well,
moved in when I was 23.
So, So just learning how to save your money or where to put your money, or like budgeting, that kind of stuff. Like, I feel like that would have been a really quality thing to teach to, like juniors and seniors in high school, just like give you that
because
knowledge.
there are juniors and seniors in high school that will graduate high school and then move out.
Right.
And like try to get a job. And it's
Yeah.
like they don't have the 4-year experience of college. They don't. They're already in the workforce and renting an apartment.
Right. So, yeah.
At least give them something.
Time management.
Yeah.
Or what were you? I was going to say time management. I feel like I learned this best in high school right away. So I didn't relate to this one like super directly. And then because like in high school I was in sports, I had to do homework, I had to make sure I was getting enough sleep, and then I did travel volleyball I had a lot of stuff going on. And so I like almost had to like be good at time management. And then I think that kind of like, I feel like I had that skill going into young adulthood. So I don't feel like I related to this one like super much.
Neither did I.
But I feel like if you didn't have all of those activities, then yes, I feel like this would be a quality type of skill to learn.
Yes. And we also both went to college.
Right.
Which puts your entire schedule on you.
Right.
Because, you have class at 8 a.m. You don't have to show up, but you might want to if you don't want to fail. Right. Okay, well, I got to get up at 7 a.m. Oh, that sucks.
It's a little bit of like
okay,
time
so maybe I don't
go
to bed at 3 a.m. or, and I was never the type of person that like, I was the same as you. I had sports, I had this, I had that. So I would go to school, I'd do my homework, I would play video games, I would do sports or whatnot. Then I'd go to sleep. Like it was pretty much a routine. And
we're both pretty routine oriented people, I think, because of that too. So I think we both kind of have that good time management quality anyway.
And I wasn't really a bad kid. Like I always just like listened, and I went to bed at 10 o'clock at night, like in high school. Like not a lot of kids did that.
Right.
Oh, I was up until 3 a.m. last night. Well, what are you doing up right now?
I don't think I ever stayed up that late unless it was like a sleepover or something. And then in college, yeah, I probably stayed up like
there was a few nights,
weekends, of course, but now certainly not. I cannot stay up past like 11:30. But anyway, yeah, time management skills I think is something that I'm thankful that I had such a busy schedule in high school, because I feel like it did prepare me to like manage my time in college and then obviously as an adult and things like that.
Next up is spotting scams and being paranoid within a reason. Which, yeah, like nowadays, Jesus, I can't go a day without someone calling my phone.
Well, yeah. And like my phone now just says spam risk, and I just like, hang up and move on. But like, you worry about your grams and your older folks in your family who get like these emails. It's like, I remember seeing that one scam where like somebody was pretending to be like a grandchild to the grandparent and like asking for money.
Oh,
I remember there was like a huge like weird creepy scam like that. And
I thought you were going to talk about the prince from Nigeria that like needs $10,000 now, and if he gets $10,000 now, he'll give you $100,000 later. Right. And
obviously now it seems so dumb. Like obviously that's a scam, but like there's some like legit like ones that like seem like really realistic.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you owe this to Target, because I'm just making this up. I don't think Target has a scam related, but like, something like that where like you owe money towards this and
please call us now.
Please call us now. Or, and obviously you don't want to do that. But I feel like in high school, I might have fallen for shit like that unless I was taught something or like knew how to spot scams and stuff.
Or even more diligent, just like, okay, you can't put everything on the internet.
Right. Well, yeah, like being careful with the internet. And I know that we were somewhat taught that in school, but I feel like being safe on your phone, like being more on the paranoid side, like don't answer every call that you get, or, let things go to voicemail. If they really want to talk to you, they'll leave a voicemail.
That is 100% me. If I do not have the contact and I do not 100% know who this number is, I will let it go to voicemail. Because if they are important,
that's a good rule of thumb in general. Like, I don't think that's paranoia or anything. I just feel like, yeah, it avoids answering a call. Like, people were recording voices sometimes, and like recording like beeps on cars. Do you remember that? They were recording like certain things with your car opening. I don't know what it was, but like for a while I remember that was a thing. And so just like learning how to like spot scams, being careful with the internet and your information, like your important like identity information, just like having like even just like a 5-week class on like how to like be smart.
Yeah.
With that kind of stuff.
Don't be an idiot.
Right. And then I think these kind of like go together is coping with like mistakes and responsibilities, and then like just listening to your peers and your adults in your life, like actually listening, like not in one ear and out the other. Like they're not trying to talk to you, like tell you things that aren't important, like when they have like sit downs with you and stuff. Like I feel like, I don't know.
I think every single teenager believes that they know how the world works.
Right.
And we did not.
No.
We still don't.
No.
At 29. So it's like,
I think now we're very like conscious of like, yeah, we don't know everything. Mom, like, hey mom, like, can you tell me how this thing works?
Have you experienced this before?
Yes.
Because obviously they have experienced a lot more, and it's like, hey, there's water coming into my house. Like, oh shit, figure out where it's coming from.
I don't know. It's always better. I always feel more comfortable like calling my mom or calling his family like for like suggestions or advice. Whereas like, because you can Google anything now, but I feel like going straight to a source like is better. But I just feel like just learning how to like listen and just like understanding like what's important information and just taking the moment to do that is good.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Anyway, anything else?
Well, I mean, talking about making mistakes. Like,
oh yeah, I did mention that, didn't I?
Yeah, like just everything happens, and you just kind of have to go with it. For instance, I applied to be a police officer. I applied to be a correctional officer. The major I majored in, and it didn't happen. And now I'm in this sort of blue collar world. And yeah, what if I didn't screw up one interview or one test or this or that, and I was working, like my entire life would be different.
I think it's just like everything happens for a reason.
You got to go with the blows.
Yeah, you got to cope with your like just coping mechanisms. I think is an important skill to like learn and be taught, like different ways to cope with mistakes, cope with anything that comes up in your life, because it's a skill that I think you're going to have to experience. And it's going to happen to you. So why not teach like coping mechanisms in school so that you are able to prepare yourself and deal with it when it does happen? Because you won't get every job and everything like that. So
I think that's pretty much it, though.
Yeah, like I said, I'll link the list below. But I mean, we hope you have a great week, and happy end of October, everyone. Happy Halloween.
Cheers.
I'll post SpongeBob pictures of Theo.
Anything else that you believe that should be in comment down below,
and subscribe.